students, welcome to session number 9, and in today's session we are going to see how to install Hadoop 1.2.1 version in Ubuntu 14.04. So this class is basically the continuation of session number 4. Okay, in session number 4 we installed virtual machine 11, we installed Ubuntu 14 on top of it, and we installed Java and Eclipse inside that. We'll also see how to share your drives between Windows and Ubuntu. Right? So before you start with the installation of Hadoop, make sure that your drives are shared. You go to my computer and empty folder HGFS. This is basically the drive from Windows. Okay. And another thing is, you make sure that your internet is working good. Let me just okay, so now my internet is working good. I see google.com. My internet is working good and my files are also shared properly among between your Windows and Ubuntu. Now I have prepared a very small document here, and let's go through this document. So if you want to install a software in Windows, you will get a lot of options, like you can download the exe file, run that exe file, download the MSI file, run that. You will get some portable files also, as well as you can get some files, extract it, set it in the path and use it. Similarly, in case of your Linux, you will have a concept like RPM, yum, dpackage, debian, apt-get. So these are 4 popular ways of installing softwares. So I have provided one document here. That will tell you how to use each of these commands to install software, to uninstall software, to update software, and etc. Okay, so I will not discuss that right now. Let's go back to our Hadoop installation. So this computer has got Java installed. How to check that? Ctrl+Shift+T to launch the terminal, and you say echo java_home. Okay, Java is running. The JDK is present in this path /user local Java JDK. Alright, now while trying to edit a file in Linux, generally we use a command called vi editor. Okay, this vi editor is somehow not working properly in Ubuntu 14.01. That is the reason we will not use vi, but instead of that we will use vim. Okay, we will use vim. We have to install this vim. Now the command to install vim is this one, apt-get install vim. So we just logged in. Who am I? Let's check. Who am I? I am Suraj. I will not have a permission to install software. That is the reason we are using a command called sudo. Okay, sudo means super user do something. That means I am just calling the root user. Hey root user, okay, please install this software. This software vim. Enter. Hadoop. Yes. It will not take much time. Alright, your vim is installed successfully. Now, next step, we check the host name of your computer. Host name is Ubuntu. Okay, next. Now we will log in as a root because we have to perform some operation, and this Suraj user does not have any permission to perform those operations. So how to become root? Sudo user, sudo means super user do something. What? Make me super user. Now who am I? I am a root. Okay, I am a root now. Next, let's create a group called Hadoop. Let's create a group called Hadoop. Right click, paste. Okay, one group called Hadoop is created. Now we will create a user called SD user. Currently I have one user called Suraj. We are not going to use Suraj user for Hadoop activities. Let's have a dedicated user called SD user. Copy this, paste. Password, I will give the password as Hadoop only, and it will ask you some name. If you are interested, you can type them in, otherwise simply press enter. Yes, done. So what it has done is, it has created a user called HD user. Okay, it has created a user called SD user. You want to confirm it? Go to cd/home ls. Now whenever any user is created in Linux system, automatically a folder gets created for that user. I have created a user called SD user. Now a folder got created, a directory got created SD user inside this path /home. Okay, so we created a group, we created a user. Let's add this user to this group. You can add more than one user to a particular group. And copy sudo add user HD user Hadoop. Paste. Now this sudo will be optional here. You can use without sudo also, because right now I have logged in as a root. Okay, so this sudo is not compulsory now because I have already logged in as a root, and I don't need sudo command at all. Okay, done. Next, just now we have only created a user called SD user. We added it to a group. Now we must add this user to a sudo list also, so that all the admin related activity can be performed directly. Okay, for that you copy this command, execute here, paste, go down here, and here you need to paste the command. This command. Okay, you enter this, you copy this and paste it here. So what it will do, it will make SD user to act like a super user, so that the SD user can also do some high level activities. After that, how to save? Control X. Control X means exit. Actually Control X means exit. You try to exit. It will say, do you want to save? Press Y. Okay, and say enter. Done. Next, now you log out from your system and log in as a SD user. Okay, so log out means you can simply say exit. Now you check, who am I? I am Suraj, SU HD user. Password Hadoop. Who am I? Hadoop, SD user. You can do this, otherwise I'll suggest you say shutdown. I will not restart. Let me cancel this operation. We'll say log out. Okay, now you go to SD user and say Hadoop. Done. Now when you logged in as a new user, you will see the screen resolution is very low, so change your resolution. So I think I should cut this, paste. Okay, change the resolution, go to display, choose 1440 into 900, say OK here, keep this configuration and close this. Okay. Next is you configure SSH. What is that? While using Hadoop, we have name node, we have data node, we have task tracker, job tracker. These components will interact with each other using SSH. Okay, using SSH. So you need to install that SSH server. Copy, Control Shift T, Control Alt T, paste, enter. Hadoop. Yes. Alright, the SSH has been installed successfully. Next, now you generate a public key. You generate a public private key so that this public and private key will be used for the communication, for authentication. The command is SSH keygen. Say enter, say enter, say enter. You will get this kind of image. Okay, so it has created the public and private key. Next, you add this public and private key in an authorized key list, so that whenever your name node, data node will try to interact with each other, they will use this public and private key. And if you add these keys in the authorized list, then they don't need to verify it again and again. Okay, so just copy this piece of code and copy, paste. Done. Next, give 700 permission so that SD user will be able to read, write and execute the data in the key. Done. Next, after that you start your SSH server. Just now we had installed SSH, you just start your SSH server. Okay, after that you try to test your SSH. You say SSH localhost. Okay, say yes, enter. So it should be connected and it should not ask you for any password. Alright, again SSH localhost. Okay, it should not ask you for any password. If it asks you for any password, that means there are some mistake in the steps. Please refer the document again and try to do the setup entirely again. Okay, this part is done. Next would be you have to disable IPv6. When the name node and all does the communication, there is a problem between your Linux IPv6 and the communication among data nodes and name nodes. So it is highly recommended that you disable your IPv6. How to disable? You open this configuration file. See this, sudo vim vi editor. Instead of vi editor we are going to use vim, and I would like to modify this configuration file. Right click and say paste, enter. What is the password? Hadoop. Okay, now you go down, completely down. Okay, press I to get into insert mode. You will get this insert out, insert here, and then say enter, enter. Okay, here you paste this piece of code. you paste these 3 pieces of code, copy this, right click and say paste. Alright, looks good. Delete. Okay, now press escape, colon, WQ, enter. Okay, so your changes are saved perfectly. If you want to see that changes, you can say more, copy this, paste, enter, go down. Right, in the last line, last 3 lines are your changes. Okay, this is done. Next, check if IPv is disabled. In order to disable it, you have to reboot your system. So I'll say copy, right click and say paste, enter, 0. You reboot your system and again execute this command, you will get 1 output. Okay, so let's reboot that. I'll say sudo reboot. SD user, login as Hadoop. Once you log in, press Ctrl Alt and T, terminal, and again you execute this piece of code. Copy. This time you should get 1. Okay, we got 1. That means now IPv6 is disabled. Again, when you log in, just please try to check if you have access to the shared file or not. MNT folder, HGFS, shared drive. Okay, we have access to this drive. Okay, now this was the basic steps you need to follow. Okay, so now we will actually start with the Hadoop installation. So the first step is download your Hadoop. For this tutorial we are using the latest 1.x version, that is 1.2.1, but it should work with any other distributions. Okay, so download Hadoop from that site. So I'll just go to Google and let me say Hadoop download. Okay, click on this Hadoop release, go to downloads, download a release now, click on any mirror. Okay, so 1.2.1 is the latest one. Okay, and from here which one you choose tar.gz version. Okay, you can choose this binary or you choose this one. Okay, because binary means only binary without source code. Here you will get access to source code also. So you choose Hadoop 1.2.1 tar.gz. Okay, Hadoop 1.2.1 tar.gz. So you download this. Alright, you download this, click on this, download this, and then you drag it to your desktop. Okay, you copy it to your desktop. Otherwise, what you can do, download that and silently put it on your shared drive. Hadoop software. I copied it here, 1.2. Okay, I downloaded from internet and I pasted it here. Now you can get access to this from your shared drive. Click on this. In the shared drive you see Hadoop software is there, 1.2.tar.gz. Okay, so copy this to your desktop. Copy, paste, done. Next step, now move this zip file to /user/local. You can move it in any other location, but for reference let's try to prefer the same location. Move this zip to /local/user. So what we will do, we will do everything through command line. Control Alt T. Okay, let's go to desktop, cd desktop, ls. I have a tar.gz file. I want to move it to local, user local. So this is my command. Okay, so let me type it. Copy cp, okay, Hadoop to /user/local, enter. Permission denied, because I don't have a permission, I don't have a right permission in the local, in this local directory. Okay, that's the reason we will add sudo here. That means now the command will be executed as if the root is actually executing the command. Enter. Hadoop. Done. Okay, it has been copied to /user/local folder. Next, now you move to /user/local. cd /user/local, sorry, local, ls, clear, ls. So you see our file is moved from desktop, copied from desktop to this location. Next, now you unzip this file. And copy this and paste. Sudo g-unzip your jar file name, gz file name. Enter. ls. Now you see the gz file became tar file. Okay, that means it was extracted. It was extracted, and now the gz file became tar file. Now you need to untar it. Right click and say paste. Okay, sudo tar -xvf your tar file name. Enter. So it is unzipping actually. ls. Now you see I have Hadoop 1.2.1.tar as well as I have Hadoop 1.2.1. This file is a zip file. We have unzipped it into this folder. Next, now we remove this tar file. We don't need this tar file again. We don't need this tar file anymore. So rm remove hadoop.tar. Okay, sudo. Okay, the tar file got deleted, but we have this file. Done. Next, you create a link to this file. You create a link to this file. What does that mean? See, every time when I want to go inside this clear ls, every time when I try when I want to navigate inside this file, I must write Hadoop /1.2.1, but I don't want to do that. I would like to create a shortcut name for this. Okay, paste sudo link -s Hadoop 1.2.1 Hadoop. That means now whenever I want to go inside this Hadoop, I can simply say Hadoop. No need to write this slash and version name. Okay, now you see ls Hadoop, one file, one link has got created, and this is actually the file. I will say cd Hadoop ls, the same content, cd dot one step back, ls cd Hadoop -1 dot, enter, ls, same content. That means actually we have only one folder called Hadoop -1.2.1, but we create a nickname called Hadoop. Now onwards, when you want to refer to Hadoop 1.2.1, no need to take a very long name. You can simply say Hadoop only. Alright, next step. Now we have a file cd dot clear ls star local ls clear ls. Okay, now we have a folder called Hadoop. Okay, I would like, who is the owner? Let's say ls-ltr Hadoop folder. Who is the owner of this? Root. Root is the owner of this. Okay, because we said sudo, right? Now what we will do, we had created a group called Hadoop group. Okay, we will add this file. We'll make the we'll make this file as a child of that group, so that whoever user is there in that group can access this folder. Okay, for that the command is this: copy, paste. The actual meaning of this line is sudo user root, please change the owner of Hadoop 1.2.1 folder to hd user of Hadoop group. That means now you say ls-ltr. Okay, earlier you had root here. Enter. 1 minute. It is supposed to change the owner, right? Okay, here it is. It has changed the owner, right? It has changed the owner to SD user. Now it belongs to Hadoop group. This is the nickname, this is the symbolic name. Don't worry about this. So from now onwards, the actual owner of this file, this folder, is your Hadoop. The group name is Hadoop and the username is SD user. Okay, now the next step is you give all permission to this Hadoop folder, so that everybody can access it at least. Okay, so what we did is we had downloaded Hadoop, we moved it to /user/local, we untarred it. Okay, and while untarring it, the owner of the file, the owner of the folder was root only, so we changed the owner to SD user of Hadoop group. We also created a symbolic link, and now we have given all permissions so that everybody can access this file, these folders. Done. Next, now let's go to Hadoop folder, cd Hadoop ls. Now here you will get a lot of folders. Okay, so we must configure the Java path. So you just go to this file, hadoop-environment.sh. It is present inside your conf folder. Okay, in this Hadoop you will see there is a folder called conf. So you just go inside this cd conf ls. Here you will find hadoop-env.sh. Here we have to specify the Java path. Okay, so cd not cd, sorry, I say sudo vim. Okay, hadoop-env.sh. Enter. Now we paste this piece of code. Export. Copy this. Now this first export is also to disable IPv6. Okay, so if you follow that earlier step, then you can ignore this, or you can include this also, no problem. Copy this. Let's go bit down. Say I insert, go at the side, enter, right click and say paste. Okay, you can take it on the same line. Then you say escape. See, I have given this location as per my Java setting. Okay, if you have installed Java in some other location, you have to change the setting similarly. So escape :wq. Done. Next, now you update the bash rc file. Okay, you update the bash rc file. So you open this bash rc. Bash rc will be present in your present working directory, in your current home. Okay, so I'll say ls cd my user name is sd user, so /home/hd user. Okay, here you have a file called .basrc. You need to edit that, vi.basrc. okay, and what are you going to put? You are going to put this details. Hadoop home, where have you installed Hadoop? /user/local Hadoop, right? Do you remember the actually folder name was Hadoop -1.2.1, but we created a symbolic link, due to which we can now refer to that folder using Hadoop only. You have to configure Java home also here, and some convenience, okay, which can be used while using the Hadoop command. And finally, export all the path. So all this statement which is starting with has is actually a command. Okay, so you can include them, you can ignore them, that is up to you. I'll copy the whole, I'll go to the end, insert mode, and right click and say paste, escape, colon wq, done. Now if you want to check, you can say more space your file name. These last lines are ours, right? Okay, so we are good so far. Now you need to close the terminal and open a new terminal to have the bash changes into F8. Just now we have made some changes in the bash.rc. So in order to reflect that changes, you have to open a new command prompt, new terminal. Okay, so we will close this. Otherwise there is one more option. You can simply say source.bashrc. This will also help you. Okay, otherwise you close this terminal, open a new terminal. Next, in this Hadoop, when doing some activities, Hadoop will be needing a temporary directory. Okay, so we will create a temporary directory. We'll create a directory here in the app folder, Hadoop folder. There will be we'll create a folder called temporary. Okay, so copy this, paste, enter, done. Next, we change the owner of this temporary folder to SD user. SD user will be the owner. Copy this, paste, enter. Copy this, paste, enter, done. Now this is giving the whole permission. Next, now you need to update some XML file of Hadoop. Okay, so we will do it one by one. First, coresite.xml. So this is present in this location. VIM, directly copy this. Okay, right click, paste. Now in order to modify this coresite.xml, you don't need to have a sudo user permission, because right now the current user is SD user, right? And this SD user is actually the owner of this file, Hadoop folder. Enter. So this file will be generally empty with configuration and configuration. Now what you do, you copy this piece of code, property to properties, copy this, insert mode. Don't worry about what are we pasting it, we will see that later. Paste. Okay, Hadoop temporary directory. Recently we had created a temporary directory, we are configuring that temporary directory. Okay, and next is your SDFS default location, your SDFS, like SDFS and MapReduce. So SDFS default location, the default location will be here. Okay, this description is purely optional, you can delete them also, no problem. Escape WQ. Next, similarly you need to update your map reduce site.xml. So I did not write vi, okay, I will write that vi also. VIM copy paste copy this, paste, enter. Now here go inside the configuration, press I for insert mode, and then you copy this piece of code property to property, paste. Okay, now here we are configuring the job tracker, and here we are configuring your new node where the new node will run. Basically the SDFS, not new node, basically the SDFS where your SDFS will run. Here where your job tracker will run. Job tracker will run on localhost at port number this. Okay, your SDFS will run on the localhost at port number this. Now escape colon WQ. This is also done. I'll say clear. Next you edit SDFS site.xml where you have to give the default replication. See, we are just trying to set up a single node, right? So in the single node it will be a pointless to have replication factor 3. Is not it, because we are going to copy the same data again and again. So we are just trying to give a replication factor as 1. Here also VIM copy paste okay, so copy this piece of code and copy, right click and say paste, enter. Now here go to the configuration, press I for insert mode, copy this piece of code, right click and say paste. Okay, escape WQ. Next, now we have done a setup. Now the next step is format your new node. Okay, every time when you make a very fresh installation, it is always recommended to format your new node. So to format the new node, you have to use this command, right click and say paste, enter. Okay, so I think your new node is formatted successfully. Okay, if you get a problem like cannot recognize Hadoop command, that means you have to restart your terminal. You have to restart your terminal. I have not restarted my terminal, but I wrote something like source space .bash rc, right? So that is the reason it started recognizing Hadoop command and all without restarting. Okay, next is you start your single node cluster by writing this code, start all.sh, start all.sh. Okay, you should not get any errors. If you get any errors, that means there is some mistake in one or other area. So I think your cluster got started successfully. Now you write JPS, enter. You see new node is running secondary name node is running, job tracker is running, task tracker is running, data node is running. That means in this system 5 things are running all together, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, that means we have successfully installed Hadoop in a single node. Alright, so that's all for today's class. And okay, one more thing I need to discuss. Now we have started our name node, we have started our cluster. Now you can access to SDFS using this address. I'll open my browser. Paste, enter. Okay, so this will basically show you the SDFS file system. Presently we have not added anything, we have not added any file, so you will not see anything. But as you start adding more and more files to your SDFS, you will get the list. Now check it out here. Live node is 1, dead node is 0. In a big cluster, if you have a big cluster, then you will see live node is 120, dead nodes are 10, removed nodes are 5. So you will get some sort of value. Okay, initially we don't have any files, so you say browse the file system, you will not see anything. But as you start adding files into this SDFS, you will start getting the details here. Similarly, once you submit the job, you can get the status of the job by using job tracker. Copy this, paste, enter. Okay, now here you will get the detail of your MapReduce program. How many MapReduce programs are running, what is the input size of the file in which it is running, all these details you will get it here. Okay, so that's all for today's class. We have seen how to install Hadoop 1.2.1 in Ubuntu 14 version. Thank you, and we'll meet in the next class.